Well, so this is basically what I'm working with here. It's kind of a fucking mess, but it's getting there. Trying to figure this out on my own using the stock ECU. As you can see, I still have the distributor on there. Ignore all that shit in the background, but everything's hooked up. I don't know if you'll be able to see it that well, but a little dark, but kind of tried to simplify everything underneath here. We've got the D-Works throttle adapter. TPS is hooked up. A few things I still gotta, finalize, but basically my plan is just to see if I can even get it running. I'm just gonna strap it down to this skid and just hook some fuel up to it, hook it up to a battery, see if it'll run. Exhaust is hooked up, O2, turbo is flipped, everything. Got the AN lines. It's a little crowded in here, sorry, all the junk. Modified the coolant tube to feed out back this way with for the overflow bottle here. Everything's all hooked up, just not tightened for the most part. Nice airflow connector. Knock sensors are all hooked up. I made this bracket here, kind of custom jobby. It's a little hard to see. But I basically made a plate. Got the shortest belt I could find, because I'm probably not going to be running power steering, because it's not going in a Volvo. But other than that, what else? Like, this is just really, I think really only two things need to be fused. So this is for the computer, a constant, and then this one's for the fuel pump relay. I don't really think anything else needs to be fused. Computer's got a couple inputs, and I think that it basically controls the voltage on its own, but yeah, I guess we'll see. Fuel pump relay, figured that if I use the original stuff and then, eliminate maybe some of the questioning, although who knows. Main system relay, fuel pump relay there. Then this is just a Volvo relay peeled out of a junk car with the socket, repin, depin, fucking, I know it looks like a mess, but it's all trial and error. I'm kind of learning as I go. Thankfully, I got some good material here. Got my hands on some of these bad boys. Really lucky to have these. Got all kinds of material here, so if anyone has any questions, you can feel free to ask. I probably won't be too welcoming of suggestions, because I'd rather just learn it and fuck it up myself. That way I don't catch myself saying, oh, that fucking guy said that I should do this and it's not working now. But the way my setup's gonna work, it's gonna be a little different than putting in a Volvo. As you can see, I still have the stock oil pan on, which makes my life a lot easier, because don't laugh when you see this, but this is the car it's going in. It's a RX-7 81. It's done a bunch of shit to this too. This subframe here is part of it came out of a FC RX-7. And I'm not going to go into too much detail about how I did all that, but the steering column's also out of the FC, and I just used the original ignition switch. As you can see, there's a giant gaping hole, but that's because there's just no way it would fit in there the way I wanted it to anyways, because it's the front of the engine's right about here, which is perfect for keeping the weight distribution kind of what the way it was, even though it's obviously going to be quite a bit heavier. Rear axle hasn't been swapped yet. Plan on using a towed axle. It's over there in the back behind that bike. Yeah, looks like fun. I'll update when I get further. This has been like 7 years I've been fucking with this, between fabricating and messing around with all this shit. You know how it goes. So if there's an update, I'll update. If you guys have questions, or I'd even be willing to try and see if I could scan some of these wiring diagrams. The only problem is that they have the component list. As you can see, you gotta You basically have to consult this list every time you want to look at this diagram, because if I go here, as you can see, I've just filled it in because I'm tired of looking at everything. And obviously this is a photocopy, not the book. Would never do that. But anyways, you know, see what I mean? Like 782, 715, 721, 85, 747. I mean, you just obviously kind of figure out what some of this stuff is, but if you don't have this, you're screwed. So I'll see what I can do. If if anyone actually requests it enough, I can see if I can get some photocopies put up of the wiring. And yeah, ignore this. This looks like a fucking mess, and it is. So, but we're making it work, trial and error. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm kind of just hoping a prayer here. So wish me luck.